We are now recording. Ansible Galaxy is a repository for Ansible roles, which are pre-packaged, reusable sets of Ansible tasks, handlers, and other elements. It provides a platform where you can also share these roles and users can download and use them in their own Ansible playbooks. You can also share your Ansible roles. So essentially, it's like you just don't want to reinvent the wheel. If someone's already created this awesome playbook and it works for your specific use case, you can essentially just assume that role and just use that playbook without having to rewrite that entire playbook. Sharing and reusing code. It allows users to share their roles with the community and also to use roles created by others. Standardizing configurations. With shared roles, teams can ensure consistency across different environments and projects. This helps in maintaining reliability and efficiency, especially in larger or more complex systems. Facilitating collaboration. Ansible Galaxy acts as a central hub where developers and system admins can collaborate. Ease of use. For new users, it makes it simpler to get started or to handle new types of tasks. New users can benefit from high-quality, reliable configurations. Ansible Galaxy. So Ansible Galaxy supports both roles and collections. Here we will learn about both of them. So roles first. Definition is a role is a set of tasks, variables, files, and handlers that are grouped together. This grouping allows you to automate a specific part of a process or a system configuration task. For example, you might have a role for installing and configuring a web server, and then someone else will have the same exact task to do, and they could just assume that role and then reuse it instead of rewriting their entire playbook. Roles are used within Ansible playbooks. They allow you to organize your tasks and reuse code across different projects or parts of an infrastructure. Structure. A role typically includes directories like tasks, handlers, files, templates, variables, and defaults, each serving a specific purpose in the role. All right, number 2, collections. Collections are a newer addition to Ansible introduced in version 2.8. A collection can include roles, plugins, modules, playbooks, and documentation. Essentially, a collection are a larger packaging format compared to roles, allowing for more comprehensive and complex configurations and capabilities. So essentially, like the role is like the file. The thing of the collection is like the directory of where that file is placed. So you get a little bit of everything in the collection. Collections are used to package and distribute a wide array of Ansible content. They can include everything you need to automate a particular workflow or set of tasks, including roles which are part of the collection. Structure. Collections have specific directory structure defined by Ansible, which include directories for roles, plugins, and other components. This structure makes it easier to organize and distribute a large amount of Ansible content. The key differences between Ansible Galaxy role and collection. Roles are specific to individual tasks or configurations, whereas collections can include multiple roles, modules, and other components offering a broader scope of automation possibilities. The content. Collections can include not just roles, but also additional content like modules, plugins, and documentation, which is not the case with a standalone role. Distribution. Collections provide a more comprehensive way to package, distribute, and consume Ansible content. They are particularly useful for sharing complex sets of automation tools that go beyond what a single role can offer. All right, guys, I'm going to pause there. You guys can ask some questions if you want without, all right, we are back live on the recording. Let's go into this demo. Okay. I am still SSH'd in. Awesome. Okay. So first thing, you're going to search for the Nginx role. This little demo is going to be installing Nginx using Ansible Galaxy. To use Ansible Galaxy, to find a suitable Nginx role, using terminal or online from repo. So if we run this command, so make that a little bit bigger. Ansible Galaxy Search Engine X. See if it loads. I might have to re-SSH it, guys. Yep. Yeah, let me re-SSH it. It's been a couple hours since I logged in. Actions, connect. All right, guys, perfect. Now we are back. We're back in business. We'll bring this back over. Okay. You guys can't hear any background noise, can you?
No.
There background noise?
Yes, sir. My wife has some friends over. They're just talking in the living room. But my door's closed, so I just want to make sure the mic's not picking anything up. So what we'll do, we'll copy this Ansible Galaxy Search Engine X. Also, I already have configured. I downloaded Ansible and all the necessary dependencies for it. Let's see. This should work. It might just be taking a minute. It worked earlier. It might just be a little slow. There we are. Okay, it was just a little slow. So here's all the different roles that we can assume or put into. We can put into our YAML file to assume. So like here's the descriptions. A lot of times you're gonna want to research these for obvious reasons, and then just pick one and go for it. Lucky for us, we have already done the research. So we are going to be assuming this gear lingai.nginx role. And how we are going to do that is we would install this right on our node, which is already done. And then, what we can do in another way is create a YAML file for the playbook, and we will just put it in there. Does that make sense? So if we create a file named nginx install.yaml, which I've already done, and then we have our host all become true roles, and it's going to assume this role, which is then going to install nginx onto whatever target node we have listed in our inventory file. So do a little review on the inventory file. Let me do a clear here. Is we have the IP address, right? Ansible user equals whatever the user account is on that target node. In our case, it is called EC2 user. Then you are going to give your Ansible, your SSH private key, your .pem file, give it the path. So I already copied and brought that up over into here. So I have my PEM file on my master node, if you will. So next up to that, once we have that configured, we could run a ping. I always like to run a ping first. Let's see. And our ping works. So we got the ping pong success. It's all green. It's working great. And then now what we can do is run the Ansible playbook. Inventory file, and then whatever playbook we want to run it as. So running the Ansible playbook, right? Tag guy for our inventory file. We give it the name. I'm already in the directory where I'm hosting both the playbook and the inventory file, or else I'm gonna have to give the file path here. So we're giving it the inventory file, which has our host already configured. And then I'm passing in my playbook, which is going to give that target node or slave node the, I guess it's going to run that so it assumes that role and then builds out Nginx. So it's playing all, pass its checks. It's saying skipping a lot because I already installed this, but if we go to that target node, it's going to have Nginx installed. That's pretty much about it. So rather than running or writing a entire playbook of installing Nginx, we could see that we just assume the role, and then we could pass that role to our target node with our playbook. Is there any questions, guys?